All right, welcome to the class. I hope online can see me and hear me. Can you please? Can I have your voice, please?
Yes, you're audible.
All right, thank you. Yes. Thumbs up indicate what? They are there. Right, and they are not dead. Okay. Right, thanks for coming online as well. And there was a problem in the connection. That's why we got late. So that is beyond my control. I'm sorry. Right. We have been talking of stakeholder management, right? Yes. So you can put that on if you like, right? The regulator is here. AC. Yeah, yeah. Take. Ah, you switch off it. Ah. Right. Uh, how far did we go in this? I think all are aware that we are going to have a class next week as well, right? Why? I asked them to, yes, you must have received your message. Have you received? Yes, online. Can someone talk?
Yes, sir, we received it.
Right, thank you. Yes, thank you for confirming, right? So we will be having the class next week as usual, which was originally scheduled as having no class, right? Yes. Because first one, I mean, the very first day that we met also had the same experience somewhat that we had today, no? With so I made a special request. I need that class as well. Not that it is compulsory, but we are a little comfortable for us to discuss because you have to submit the assignment on 5th and our last encounter will be on 2nd. So 4th is more or less useless. I don't know whether you would come or not, right? Right. Yes, we went up to this level if I'm not mistaken. Yes, this is what we have to look at, right? So earlier one we were, yes, can I start from this because we originally maybe during the 70s or 60s or even before that we were thinking like this as the operation of business, no? I put money, you put money, right? And it's a transaction between, I mean, it's a conversation between, yes, you or ourselves and the company. Yes, company is here, and yes, we were investing money and we were taking it back, right? These people were, these people were giving their input. So for that, their input, we were paying some money, that's all, right? Even today, you can see some firms, some companies treat their employees like that, no? කියපු වැඩේ කරපන් එච්චරයි පඩි අරන් ඵලයන්. So they are not, I mean, still the ideology is there, do you understand? Because we are, this is not a kind of what you call revolution, this is evolution. So revolutions happen overnight, no? Had it been a revolution ටක් ගාලා ඔක්කොම වෙනස් වුණා ඉවරයි හොඳට වැඩේ පත් වුණා. දැන් එහෙම නෙමෙයි මේක හිමින් හිමින් යන්නේ මේක පරිණාමයක් නේ. විප්ලවයක් නෙමෙයි. Had it been a විප්ලවේ this would have changed overnight. හැබැයි එහෙම වෙන්නේ නැහැ. අදටත් මේ කියන්නේ මම කියන්නේ මේක මිනිසුන්ට කැත විදියට සලකන firms තියෙනවා because they don't understand the stakeholdership no හැබැයි දැන් තත්ත්වය මේකයි දැන් තත්ත්වය තවත් දියුණු වෙලා employees are in yes stakeholdership with yes firm because they have some interest yes and more than the salary that they get of course they have to be paid payment is there no but furthermore they have some interest in their company no? so I shared some experience with me that once yes Sampath Bank was being tried to acquired by HNB long ago. I think I shared that no piece of information. Not only the shareholders, even the employees took a pivotal role against HNB. I mean, this is very well known facts. I think you must have been babies at that time, so you might not be exposed to that. And unless you have been told that story by someone else, there isn't any opportunity for stories like that to pop up, right? I think but I saw to my eyes how stakeholdership took place in that particular attempted transaction. It did not happen, right? It did not become a reality, right? And that is the only pieces of information that I know because at that time even me was a novice soon after my degree so I didn't understand much of the information right they were too technical even for me right
Excuse me, sir. Can you
yes
share the screen, sir?
what is it
Sir,
Is it possible to share the screen, sir? We are not able to see the slide.
right yes. Does anyone know how to handle this if not I have to yeah screen is not shared no you have any idea no Indian product yes thank you for the information right Right. Can you all see the board? Is online?
Yes, sir, it's visible.
Thank you. Now, I was referring to this one and this one, right? This is the good old days. Then it developed to this level because now people have understood that it is not give and take, but it is a relationship that I have taken interest in. Now, parents do have some interest in you. They may not be having any interest, but receiving something from you, especially what during the time of your childhood. when they are able, when they have money, when they are capable of handling their own expenses, they are not dependent on, but they have great interest in you. So that is what I am talking here, not only a transaction. You understand? Even the spousal relationship is like that. It is not only give and take, no. I mean, financial transaction alone will not make it. This is something that you have interest in. Now, even if you look at the relationship that you and I have, lecturer and the students, of course that you are, I am paid by the money that you pay to the institute. I have interest in you and you have interest in me. You don't pay a single cent to me and I don't pay anything to you. But I have some interest, so it has nothing to do with what? Financial transaction. ඉස්සර financial transaction තමයි මේකේ තිබ්බේ. නේ? දුන්නා මේ සල්ලි ගත්තා මේ supply එක දැම්මා.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, can you your mic?
Thank you. Right. So yes, can you hear me now? Yes.
Yes, yes.
Yeah, thank you. Right. So this is actually what is happening. If you want to understand what is interest and what is transaction. When there is transaction, we have some interest, but interest is always nothing to do with what? Monetary transactional interest. It has something else. So parent and child, spousal, siblingual. නේ අපිට අයියලා අක්කලා නංගිලා මල්ලිලා ගැන තියෙන්නේ මේ සල්ලි ලැබෙන එකක් ගැන නෙමෙයි. We have some interest because the relationship that we have. Same here. ඉතින් මේක තේරුම් ගන්න බෑ ලේසි. අම්මලා තාත්තලා දූ දරුවෝ අතර සම්බන්ධය තේරුම් ගත්තට බිස්නස් එකයි මේ පාර්ශවය අතර සම්බන්ධය තේරුම් ගන්න ලේසි මනසකට බෑ because they have not been trained, no? We have been educated maybe during our childhood. Okay, I do business, I gain money, that's all. I don't have to talk about, yes, I don't have to think about the rest of the people. I pay my employees, I pay my suppliers, that's all. මට උංග බදාගෙන ඉන්නද කියන්නේ? අන්න එහෙමයි කියන්නේ. But we are not talking about embracing them. Right? We are talking about the relationship, no? Do you understand? ඒතර ඕගොල්ලන්ට ඉස්සරහට මැනේජර්ස්ලා වෙනකොට මේ දර්ශනය ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ ඔළුවේ තිබුණ නැත්නම් එතකොට you will be marginalized in my opinion by the rest of the good behaved community. දැනුත් එහෙම නේ. If you are going to be very racial, ඉස්සර maybe during 70s 80s being racial is something rudimentary, something normal. හැබැයි දැන් අද ලෝකේ එහෙම racial religious extremism තියෙනවා කියන්නේ ලෝකේ පිළිගන්නේ නැහැ. Do you understand what I say, right? Even for this what do you call sexual orientation, if sexual orientation was something not acceptable, something like homosexuality or lesbianism, whatever it is, people were insulting him. හැබැයි අපි ඒ කාලෙත් කිව්වා ඉන්සල්ට් කරන එක වැරදි කියලා. හැබැයි දැන් මිනිස්සු කියන ඉන්සල්ට් කරන එක නේ that you are recognized as a relationship. I don't know, that is debatable, I don't know. I have nothing to say, but I have always been how can we say always been a contributor that we should not insult them. That is their sexual orientation. ඉතින් මිනිස්සු සමහරට උපදින්න පුළුවන් එහෙමනේ. We have heard. So something like that, no? ඉතින් මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ට කියන්නේ මේ විෂයේදී ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඉගෙන ගන්න තියෙන මේ දර්ශනය. ඒ කියන්නේ මැනේජර් කෙනෙක් වුණාම කොහොමද අපි? Yes, what is that? මැනේජර් කෙනෙක් වුණාම කොහොමද අපි? හිතන්න පුරුදු වෙන්නේ කියලා. Do you understand? ඒතර එම්ප්ලොයිස්ලාට නිකන් අපි හිතන්න පුරුදු සල්ලික වැඩේ කරපන් ඵලයන්. කියපු දේ කරපන්. ඒතර එහෙනම් ඉතින් හමුදාවක් හදාගන්න ඕනේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ. Yes, that's why we have armed forces. I give command, you follow my commands. That's it. Do you understand? Now the world is becoming much more, in my opinion, civilized and developed. So you must be having, and it does not mean that employees are allowed to, yes, work as they wish. It does not mean. From the side of the employees, they also have some interest in the organization, the company, and they are also under the obligation of yes, rendering their duties properly. ඒගොල්ලන්ටත් තියෙනවා. ඉතින් එහෙම ගියේ නැත්නම් මේ ලෝකේ වැඩි කල් අදින්න බෑ. ඒතොර මානව සම්බන්ධතා කැඩෙයි මේ ආයතන තියුණු වෙන එකක් නැහැ. ඉතින් එතකොට මිනිස්සු ගැන සැලකීමක් නැති. ඒක නිසා දැන් මේ ස්වභාවික විපත් ඇති වෙයි. ඉතින් ලෝකෙට එහෙම යන්න බැරි වෙයි. වැඩි කල්. Right? Do you understand what I mean? Okay, next one. Yes, please have a look at this. So we have a firm now much more extended their relationship. Now you can see firm is related to all these stakeholders, and we have customer stakeholders as well. No? Customer is maybe, yes, who are the customers, stakeholders? Who are the customers? So you can think two types of customers. What are they? It can be have you heard of B2C and B2B? What is that? Business selling to a business, and business selling to a, yes, they have put that customer, I mean the final user, right? So we can take it as either B or C, right? If it is B, then it is what? B is dealing with another B, right? So it is obvious that B is again, you have, yes, stakeholders 1 2 3 that. එතකොට අපි හිතමු දැන් මම ඔයගොල්ලන්ගේ කම්පැනි මොකක් හරි ගන්නවා භාණ්ඩයක්. හරි? Now I am buying OCB. මම අපි ඕනේ, right? OCB is buying මොකද්ද මෙතන තියෙන්නේ? මේ මොකද? Nescafe. Yeah, Nescafe machine එක ගන්නවා. හරිද? මේකේ කොල්ලෝ ගෙල්ලෝ කියනවා අපෝ මේව නම් ගන්න එපා මල ජරා. අපිට අරකින් ගේන්න. එතකොට මැනේජ්මන්ට් එක එකකින් ගේනවද නැද්ද? Nescafe or Nestea. I think both are available here, right? I'm taking some hypothetical, right? නැත්නම් මොනවාද? ඔය දෙකම එපා. හරිස්චන්ද්‍ර කෝපි ගේන්න. කිව්වොත් OCB එකට මේ මිනිස්සු ගේනවද නැද්ද මැනේජ්මන්ට් එකට? You can yes, close the, how do you call this machine? Vendor machine, how do you call that? Yeah, whatever the dispensing machine, right? That machine ඔය දාලා පැත්තකට දාලා මේ මිනිස්සු ගෙනද්දී හදාගෙන බීපියව කියලා. So that is what? Then yes, firm Nescafe is losing the customer because of the customer's customer. Do you understand? Same way. The husband and wife, හරි? husband මොකක් හරි එකක් ගෙනියනවා පිටි ජාතියක් ගෙදරට. Okay, Anchor. That is the company. අර මිනිස්සයා යන්නේ ගියා. Right? right? මිනිස්සයා මේක ගෙනියනවා. ගෙනිච්චාම ගෙදර wife කියන හැප්පෝ ඕක නම් ගෙන්න එපා ගෙනෙන් රත්ති. කියපු ගමන් මොකද්ද වෙන්නේ? අන්න මේක මාරු වෙනවා මෙතෙන්ට. So you can see that customers yes, are also influencing. So you can have a look at all these and ask, right? If you can't understand any element here. So I took one example, and yes, even the competitors do not have that kind of relationship as well as per this, right? But there can be. Now government, right? IMF. හරිද මගේ ෆර්ම් එකෙන් ගවර්න්මන්ට් එක බඩු අරගෙන හරි නැතුව හරි මගේ ෆර්ම් එක වැඩ කරනකොට ගවර්න්මන්ට් එක දාලා තියෙනවා මට ටැක්සස්, right? IMF එක කියන දාපම් මූට තව ගවර්න්මන්ට් එක දානවද නැද්ද? දානවා. දැම්මේ නැත්නම් ගවර්න්මන්ට් එක ඉවරයි. IMF is not giving the loan facility. Do you understand? සෙල්ලමක් නෙමෙයි. Now you can see what they want to show you is even your firm is very small, right? It is very well connected to the rest of the world, right? So it's your duty to go through now, taking 2 minutes and ask if you don't understand any relationship here. It's a beautiful presentation in my opinion, and I'm very happy that OCB has shifted to this university, right? Because they are, as I see, I don't know whether I'm correct or wrong, as I see, their stuff is somewhat standard and provoking to think. How do you call that? Thought provoking. No? හොඳයි මේ විෂය මේවා තමයි ඉගෙන ගන්න වෙන්නේ ඉස්සරහට ඕගොල්ලන්. නැත්තම් ඉතින් ගණන් ටිකක් හදලා හරි ඒ කොස්ටින් පාරක් දාලා මේව දාලා ඕවා කරලා දැන් මැනේජර් කෙනෙක් හදන්න බෑ ඉස්සරහට. හරි ඒව කරන්න ඕන නම් now you have what? කොස්ටින් කරන්න ඕන නම් you have what? What? Yeah, accounting. So many apps are there. So many, what do you call, software, what do you call, packages are there. දැන් මම පුෂ් ගාලා හැබැයි මේවා හිතන්න පුළුවන්ද? කම්පියුටරේ chat GTP අහලා කියන්න පුළුවන්. මට මෙහෙම නැති ඌ දෙන උත්තර you know right, but this is human capacity, right? Mathematics have to be there. I understand. Even I have a degree in mathematics, so I am not devaluing it at all, right? But on top of all, this is the thinking capacity, right? Which you have to master. Okay, please have a look at this. Yeah, why? You can't give an example. I just came to my mind, but I can't tell you the entire story. This is very hilarious because this boy, your friend, is asking, yes, what is the question? Who are the stakeholders of employees, right? Mama me that is my first job as a lecturer, so I have to have that respect to that particular institute, no, so I should not be divulging the name. හරිද? ඒ කාලේ අපිට හරියට පඩි ගෙවුවේ නැහැ ටික කාලයක් ඒගොල්ලෝ මොකක් හරි they must be having some financial problems, right? එතකොට මේ අපේ we had a wide range of lecturers. I was in my 20s, yes, mid 20s, and we had lecturers of 60, 70s. So you can see the range as a rainbow nation, right? So දවසක් මේ ඒ වයසක සර් කෙනෙක් ඇවිල්ලා අපිට කියන අපේ ගෑණි අහනවා බං I just came to my mind. තමුසේ කොහෙද වැඩ කරන්නේ? ඒතර මං කිව්වලු okay, manage blank management something, right? Sorry, I can't tell you the name, right? ඒතර අපේ ගෑණි ඇහුවලු වෙලාවට පඩිය දෙනවද? මං කිව්වා නෑ. මොන management දෝයි? Did you get the point? So that person was very much discouraged by, do you understand what I mean? Stakeholder, wife or spouse. Wife la husband la කියලා කී දෙනෙක් අයින් වෙන්නේ නැද්ද? අයියලා අක්කලා කියලා කී දෙනෙක් බඳින්න ඉන්නකොට the fiance must have been in influence. So many powerful influences are there. No? Hope you got the point, right? I'm sorry, I can't further. Just came to my mind because I was relating the same story yesterday as well because one other lecturer called me. So I was remembering and I was sharing with him the experience that we had. But we don't have any experience with OCB, right? Of that kind. That's why we love and respect this place. Only thing, we don't have students here. අරවැ පන්තිය ළමයි පිරිලා full, just like yes, set of flowers. ඉතින් දැන් මෙතන ඕගොල්ලෝ හතර දෙනා විතරයි මට ඉන්නේ. That's the thing. So that's what is, that's why I explained as per this presentation they don't have any. As per this presentation they don't have, but in my opinion there could be certain, yes, further maybe they are shareholders, yes, of course, to a certain extent. Yes, any question from online and yes, offline? Anyone? ඔගොල්ලෝ ප්‍රශ්න ඇහුවොත් වෙන දේ තමයි ඔගොල්ලන් මැරෙනකම් ඕක මතක තියෙයි. Do you understand what I mean? So if you make a question, the first beneficiary would be you yourself, right? Yes, online. Online is silent because you all are having a cup of tea or coffee. Huh? Now, those who are online may be in least interest in OCB, right? Because they don't come physically, no. So regular cake තිබුණත් එකයි, the toilet තිබුණත් එකයි, නැතත් එකයි. That, but the students come here, they have now that is the difference between yes, types of customers, no. Here you are a customer here, right? Right, those who visit the place might be having more interest than those who not. So that's why I gave you an example. Yes. Any question? So you can see even a spouse, right? නැත්නම් යාළුවෝ මොකක්ද බං ඔතන කඹුරන්නේ හැමදාම. Right? මොකක්ද උඹ ඔතන රසාවක් හොය මං උඹට රසාවක් හොයලා දෙන්නද? I think you have also spoken like that. If not now, in the time to come, you must, you may be having that kind of conversation with your friends, or you may be told by your friends. I do understand. So that's how the influence makes. That is not a simple thing, right? So doing a business is not that simple. The ඔගලන්ට මේ OCB එක දිහා බලපුවාම පේන්නේ අම්මා everything is air conditioned. ඔක්කොමලා ආතල් එක ඉන්නවා, නත්තල් පප්පෙක් ඉන්නා. මේවා දාලා ෂෝක් එකට නත්තල් ගහක් හදලා, but beyond inside that they are under huge operation. Do you understand? Yes, even I was little doubtful as to why people have to come all the 5-6 days. So then I asked what kind of work that they have, especially the office people. So they explain how much of work that they have to do, because they are handling 3-4 universities as well, and there are a lot of inquiries coming from the students, present and potential. So they have to do marketing, they have to do coordination, they have to do communication, everything. So that consumes the entire day. So that's business operation, no? Yes. Consumer rights.
Stakeholders
Sorry, you are not audible enough. Yes. Can you speak a little louder? What is it?
competitors stakeholders
Yeah, that's why I answered that question from this friend. Yeah, as per the presentation, competitors do not have. But in my opinion, yes, there could be some further stakeholders by way of competitors. The example that I give, those competitors, stakeholders, especially their shareholders. If that shareholders asking the company to scale down the operation, that competitors, when they scale down the operation, that has what? That has indirect impact on the company, the firm. On the other hand, when they scale up, when they do some other promotional work, when they bring more investment, when the shareholders bring in more investment and they do business larger scale, our firm, the firm that is concerned, will definitely get affected. But unfortunately, that is not presented in the slide. Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir, got it.
Yeah, thank you. So since we were talking about your money and my money and OCB, I have to tell you something. Don't pass this piece of information to anyone other than you and your parents, and OCB people might know that because you know that you pay OCB and they pay me, right? And I make it a point to donate it to a deserving patient every month, right? So that's your money, or if not yours, whose money? That is your parents' money. So parents should know that their money is being reinvested, right, on a worthy cause. Do you understand? So that is, I'm happy to inform you that your money is being reinvested. So I don't use it by myself only, right? So you have to know that, right? And that happiness is owned by you, not only for physical. I'm talking to the entire crowd on my online as well, right? So that I do as a practice. ඒක අනිත් තැන්වල කියන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. ඔයගොල්ලෝ සතුටු වුණාම ඇති. Right? And when you become, yes, affluent, yes, you can do the same. Not affluent, I mean, in your capacity you can do, right? ඒකට මේ ගං වතුර එනකන් ඉන්න ඕනේ නැහැ. There are a lot of people who are, yes, who deserve money because they are sick. So you can donate. ඔයගොල්ලන්ට මේ ලක්ෂ ගණන් දෙන්න බැරි because you are students, no? But in your capacity, you can maybe sacrifice one meal and give it to that. And that has been the practice of, that is generosity, no? That has been the practice of every successful person in this world. You understand? Even if you look at Apple man, even if you look at Microsoft man, I can't remember their names. Who's Apple man? Steve Jobs and Microsoft. Yeah. Bill Gates, or even Jeff Bezos, or even any other person, right? Jack Ma, they do it in billions. But those who are successful have always been doing some generous work, right? You know this Mr. Sunil Pereira, who passed away, you know, Gypsy Sunil Pereira, had a, I'm taking 1 minute, right? Had a practice of helping one family every day in month. So he had got 30 families. Do you understand? Because his father has asked him, but that was a command by his father. You know that gypsies were very attached to their father. What's his name? Uswatta, no? Uswatta Confectionaries. Now, I'm not talking about his first name, right? So that gentleman has these, yes, playful guys that make sure that you give, yes, at least 10% for charity. Mami nikan give from local example as well, right? So ගොල්ලන්ට බලන්න පුළුවන් අර මේ habits of success, most successful people in the world, right? Consumer rights versus consequences of marketing privileges products. Consumer rights, fair treatment, dignity, honesty. Consequences, right? So this is what consumer rights versus consequences. This is very alien to Sri Lankan community, because we don't demand fair treatment, right? We don't demand dignity. We don't demand honesty. One of the reasons that people might tend to go to supermarkets rather than these boutiques, no? I have had that experience even during my childhood. වටපිටේ තියෙන මේවලට ගියපුවාම කඩවලට ගියාපුවාම yes, they show us all the arrogance, no? That මුදලාලි නෑ නෑ තේකොළ නෑ ඒක මෙච්චරයි තියෙන්නේ, right? On the other hand, he is also doing the same task again and again during the entire day. So he is also fed up. ඒකත් තියෙනවා. හැබැයි සුපර් මාකට් එකට ගියාම එහෙම කරන්න එහෙම තියෙනවා. We are being treated alike, no? And we are, yes, being treated with dignified nature. And what is the other one? Yes, honesty is also is there to a certain extent. අපිට ගේම ඉල්ලන්න පුළුවන්, right? Now that's why some people like, yes, I'm not talking about affordability. When you go to a government hospital and private hospital, you are a customer, right? Consumer, no? What is the difference? Hari. You have to pay a huge bill. Hari. ඊළඟට තව ලෙඩක් හැදෙනවා බිල දැකලා. ඒක වෙනම කතාවක්. But until you see the bill, you are receiving the yes dignity and maybe to a certain extent honesty and fair treatment. හරිද? හැමෝටම එක විදිහට සලකන්න ඕනේ. Otherwise you can make a complaint. But if you go to a government hospital, කියන විදිහට අපි ඉන්න ඕනේ. අපි ලෙඩා වුණාට yes nurse ට පුළුවන් නේ. අපි ඕන ඇඳේ තියන්න, නැත්තම් බිම තියන්න, නැත්තම් ඇඳ යට තියන්නත් පුළුවන්. Do you understand? On the other hand, we have to admit that they also have their limitations. ලෙඩ්ඩු වැඩි නම් ඇඳවල අඩු නම් මොකද කරන්නේ? You have to see holistically නේ හැම පැත්තම බලන්න ඕන. Right? So you can't blame one party, but I'm just sharing the impacts are there, harm reduction is there, wider effects are there when these consumer rights are respected, right? Consumer rights versus consequence of consumption. Yes, please have a look at this. In 2009, the Indian company Tata Motor introduced the Tata Nano. Do people in developing countries have the right to products available to developed countries if they have net negative consequences for society in environment? So this is, they are talking about environmental effects, right? Because why they say that? So when I produce an automobile, I have to be concerned about the impact on the environment. So that is the consequences of what? Consumption. The matter. Then two concerns, no? What is that? I have to make sure my consumer rights are being respected. On the other hand, I have to make sure what? What? The consequences of consumption. So the best example is I manufacture an automobile, right? An automobile is fully structured, fully designed to give the what? Best effect to the customer. When customer is riding that, it consumes petroleum, and as a result it makes what? Fumes and bad gases. So that is what? Consequence of consumption. So I have to look at that one as well. මට මගේ කස්ටමර් ගැන විතරක් හිතන්න බෑ. එයා ඒක පාවිච්චි කරලා මොකද්ද? එයා ඒක පාවිච්චි කරලා ඒකෙන් ඇති වෙන අතුරුඵල ගැනත් මම එයාට විතරක් නෙමෙයි අනික් අයට මොකද්ද? During my childhood, right, we had to wait. Can you imagine now how many minutes would it take for you to buy a refrigerator if you want a new one? Maybe couple of hours, no? If the shop is close by, ගියා මේ ඕක ගෙනන් තියහම මෙතනින් කිව්වා සල්ලි දුන්නා ඉවරයි වැඩේ. Only thing that you have to make sure that you get the warranty card, that's all. Do you know, during my childhood, we had to, not me, my parents had to wait in a queue. You have to first apply, Miss Alidi apply to buy, and that was Cecil. At that time, there was a company called Cecil. Now it is being acquired by Singer. Yeah, Singer. So that was the only company. But the problem is that was making what? CFC, chlorofluorocarbon, which is dangerous on the environment. So we were consuming, and the company was giving us a good product. So that's why we had to wait, because it has to be made specifically for the customer, and but effect is dangerous. Now the situation is changed, no? Do you understand? එතකොට දැන් අපිට වාහන හදන්න පුළුවන් හොඳට අපේ වාහනේ හොඳට එන්න අර ඉස්සරහා බෆර්ස් දාලා මේවා දාලා එහෙම වාහන යන්න දෙන්නේ නැහැ. ඇයි? මිනිහෙක්ගේ හප්පුවක් ගිහිල්ලා. That is called what? Consequence of consumption. So you have to make sure that you are concerned about what? The consequences of the customer's consumption. You understand? ඒකෙන් වෙන අතුරුඵල එයාට වෙනේව නෙමෙයි අනික් අයට වෙන්නේ. Yeah, in some cases certain laws have been imposed to make sure that consequences are limited. That is what areas demarcated for smoking and the other areas are not allowed. So Ceylon Tobacco or the British Tobacco Company is manufacturing, yes, fags for me, so I consume, but I can't allow you to have passive smoking. So that is a consequence. Do you understand? And that is somewhat different. ඒ කියන්නේ company එකේ ආවිල්ලා බලන්නේ නැහැ. හරිද? company එක මොනවද කරලා තියෙන මොකක්ද they have what මොනවද අඩු tobacco දුම්කල අඩුවේ මොනවද හදලා තියෙනවනේ? I don't know. I have never smoked, so I don't know, right? So that is it, what you have to understand. Please have a look at this. Even even laying a road sometimes, no, if certain materials are dangerous on the neighborhood, that has to be stopped. No? Have we come to the end? Yeah. The term corporate citizenship emerged as a new way of addressing the social role of corporation, initially favored primarily by practitioners. So, yes, I think we should share some video on this, right? Corporate citizenship. So this is a new term that is introduced to the corporate literature, right? Yeah. Can we have a look at this, please?
This isn't just any chat, it's ClickUp chat. Sure, you can tag your team, ask questions.
Business Guide 360, Empowering Entrepreneurs.
What is corporate citizenship? Corporate citizenship refers to a company's responsibilities toward society. It encompasses ethical behavior, community engagement, and environmental stewardship. Companies are seen as citizens in the communities where they operate. This concept involves a commitment to sustainable practices and social responsibility.
දැන් ඕගොල්ලන්ට පෙනියන්න ඕනේ මේ මිනිස්සු මෙතන මේක ගත්තේ ඇයි කියලා. We were talking about the relationship with, yes, stakeholders, and now the concept is even broader. Actually, in the last slide we saw that it was connected with the rest of the society as well. Now that relationship is given a separate word called what? yes, corporate citizenship. හරි ඒ කියන්නේ ආයතනික පුරවැසි භාවය. ආයතනයකට තියෙනවා පුරවැසි භාවයක්. හරිද? අපි හිතන්නේ ජීවත් වෙන මිනිසුන්ට විතරයි කියලා. But in the corporate literature we come across with this word corporate citizenship. And what does it mean? Yes, involves companies' responsibilities to the rest of the society other than, yes, stakeholders. It includes ethical behavior, community engagement, and environmental stewardship, right? Companies are viewed as citizens with their operational communities. A commitment to sustainable practices is central to corporate citizenship. So now you must be connecting these things to your assignment, right? Yeah, what are the companies? Maybe after the break we can talk about the assignment, right? At length, right? Can I run this?
One key aspect is the ethical treatment of employees. Companies should ensure fair wages, safe working conditions, and opportunities for professional development. This fosters a positive workplace culture and enhances employee satisfaction. Another critical element is community involvement. Companies often engage in charitable activities, support local initiatives, or partner with nonprofits. This can include funding education programs, providing scholarships, or organizing volunteer days for employees. Environmental responsibility is also a major component. Businesses are encouraged to adopt eco-friendly practices. This includes reducing waste, conserving energy, and using sustainable materials. Many companies implement recycling programs and aim for carbon neutrality. Transparency is essential in corporate citizenship. Companies should openly communicate their policies, practices, and impacts. This builds trust with stakeholders and enhances the company's reputation. Lastly, corporate citizenship can influence consumer behavior. Many customers prefer to support businesses that demonstrate social and environmental responsibility. This can lead to increased loyalty and brand strength. In summary, corporate citizenship is a multifaceted approach that emphasizes ethical practices, community engagement, and environmental stewardship. It plays a vital role in shaping a company's identity and its relationship with society.
Thanks for tuning in to our video. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment below. See you in the next video.
There are some examples as well. We can run that one as well. Maybe
Assets
repeating.
and opportunity. Invest in your future.
What are examples of corporate citizenship? Have you ever wondered how businesses can contribute positively to society while still making a profit? Corporate citizenship is a fascinating concept that highlights this balance. It refers to the social responsibility of companies, encompassing their legal, ethical, and economic obligations toward society. Understanding corporate citizenship is essential for anyone interested in sustainable growth and ethical practices in business and investing. So, what does corporate citizenship look like in action? Let's explore some real-world examples. First up is Microsoft. This tech giant focuses on four key areas: supporting inclusive economic growth, protecting human rights, creating a sustainable future, and earning customer trust. Microsoft has helped millions gain access to digital skills and affordable broadband, making a significant impact on communities worldwide. Next, we have Lego. This beloved toy company demonstrates corporate citizenship through its sustainability efforts. Lego is committed to reducing carbon emissions and waste. They partner with organizations like the World Wildlife Fund to promote environmental stewardship, showing that playtime can also mean caring for the planet. Another great example is Ben & Jerry's. Known for its commitment to social causes, this ice cream company supports various community projects and environmental initiatives. Their strong corporate citizenship ethos is evident in their advocacy for social justice and climate change awareness. Starbucks also stands out with its corporate citizenship initiatives. The coffee giant sources its products ethically, contributes to community service, and pioneers green building practices. By focusing on sustainability, Starbucks not only enhances its brand but also makes a positive impact on the communities it serves. Now, how can corporate citizenship influence investment strategies? Investors seeking long-term wealth growth can benefit from focusing on companies with strong corporate citizenship practices. These businesses often attract loyal customers and employees, leading to sustained profitability. For business leaders, integrating corporate citizenship into core operations can enhance brand reputation and attract top talent. Companies that align their practices with societal needs can achieve both financial success and social responsibility. As companies evolve, they move through stages of corporate citizenship, from basic compliance to transformative leadership. Understanding these stages can help businesses refine their strategies and improve their social impact. In summary, corporate citizenship is about more than just doing good. It is about creating a sustainable business model that benefits both the company and society. By embracing corporate citizenship, businesses can build trust, attract talent, and contribute positively to the world around them.
Thanks for tuning into our video. Please like and subscribe and leave a comment below.
Right. So that is what we have to understand. They have given some examples. Please, you can have a look at that leisurely. Corporate accountability. Who controls corporations and to whom are corporations accountable? Part 2. Yes, this section should clearly set the context. Yes, they are talking about the assignment, if I'm not mistaken. Yes, don't know whether they are talking about the same exam, same thing, and yes, can we talk a little on the assignment? Yes, what is the two companies you have selected? Yeah. Now thinking should be stopped by now, and yes, get on the work, right? Get on with the work. Yes. You see, HNBN? Right. What are the two companies? Why you are waiting for the auspicious time to come? Yes. Not yet selected. Can't hear. Wood supply? I don't know. So what are the companies? Two. What is it? And the other one? You have not selected. You are just saying, right? Yes. Any concerns or any questions from the online? May fail කරනවා දැන් ඔය ආඩන් එකෙත් fail කරලා තිබ්බලා right? So if you are not concerned about your work, consequences will follow, right? Do you understand? So you have to, yes, give the best to your customer. Who is the customer now in your relationship? The examiner. So don't expect him to award you marks when you have not given a good product. Right? Whoever who is there, because at least in my opinion, as I know, at least two people will be engaged in marking. One person, if as I know, that is the practice with Arden. Yes, one person from Sri Lanka and one person from England. So I think same procedure will be followed with ARU as well. Right? So This is not a babyish thing. This is not a game that you can play with what do you call fake rules. ඒක නිසා හරියට මේක වැඩේ බලන්න. Yes, any question from online please? Yes, on assignment, any question? You have any question? So all the aspects that we have so far discussed from the very beginning, starting from yes, ethical behavior, social responsibility, environmental concerns, and stakeholder management. Next one is social entrepreneurship that we are going to discuss soon after the break. Yes, any I mean, those can be related to your assignment as far as the two companies are concerned. But before coming to the two companies, you have some theory part for you to cover, no? So you know that cut and paste is not going to work. මොකද ඒකේ දානවා the Turnitin count of or level of copy, right? එතකොට ඒකේ ටක් ගාලා පේනවා. So examiner can't give marks. Even if I feel right that I should be giving some marks on mercy grounds, I can't do because there's another examiner. මට එහෙම එක සැරයක් වුණා because I could not detect the level of high level of Turnitin, and I passed. What happened? The UK examiner, yes, detected it and failed the student. I didn't say any single word because I can't say. I can't remember the exact level of Turnitin score. I think the student had somewhere around 40 or 50. So that is significant. Copied level, right? එතකොට මම දුන්නේ නැති වුණත් අරයා දෙනවා. එයා දුන්නේ නැතුව මට දෙන්න වෙනවා. Right? If he has not detected, if I have detected that, I have to say. Otherwise, the moderator will catch both of us. You understand? The third one is not looking at everything, the entire set of papers, but he or she will pick here and there randomly. එතකොට අපි දෙන්නටම හොඳ නැහැ. So we have to be first we have to look at our interest, no? And then we have to look at your interest, so that make sure that you provide us a good product so that we can award marks. Right. Any question from online, please? Online. Any inquiries, questions, any thing that you want to discuss on the assignment? Right. So you have to select two companies, right? That is by your own, and don't wait till the last moment. All the other assignments you must have submitted before this, no? So what is the psychological and physiological and social and yes, every other aspect, that the pressure that you get. දැන් ඔය කාලේදී යාළුවොත් එක ට්‍රිප් එකක් යන සෙට් වුණොත් ඒක යන්නත් බෑ because you have not done your groundwork and now you are pressurized like a sandwich. Right? So don't put yourself into that level by procrastinating things. This is not something wrong with you. This is human nature. This is human behavior that you have to avoid and get rid of. What is the behavior? Yes, you postpone things. That's called procrastination. Until the last moment. එදා දැන් පහනේ තියෙන්නේ 4 වෙනිදා රෑ වෙනකම්ම ඉන්නවා. එදාට මතක් වෙනවා සමහර අයට. I'm not talking about the entire crowd, right? Yes, but start doing. You have 2 more weeks to go, so that we can discuss it, no? And we have taken 1 more week. I'm repeating. Next week we have class, right? So you can discuss it. Yes, any question? No. Yes, online, any other, inquiry maybe other than the assignment or anything that you want to ask, forum is open because we have to move on to the next lesson after the break. Any question? No. Okay, then take a break and come. Right? So you are watchful and concerned about the marks given, no? That is we have discussed that thing because some student some student detected that is 3000 and 3500, something like that. So we gave the solution for that as well. So make sure that you start at least by today. Otherwise you are going to get sandwiched. අනිත් එක තමයි දැන් ඔයගොල්ලෝ මැනේජර් කෙනෙක් වෙනවනම් මේ කැත පුරුද්ද තියාගත්තොත් ඔක ඔෆිස් එකටත් ගෙනියනවා. අන්තිම වෙනකන් ලොක්කා report එක ඉල්ලන අන්තිම තප්පරේ වෙනකන්. I have seen bosses like that, right? In my experience, they wait until the last moment till the board meeting comes, and they get stressed. When you are prepared for the board meeting at length, right, then it's a matter of that you go and play in the battlefield, right? If you are not prepared, yes, consequences are very dangerous. Right. I'm asking again the online especially whether you have anything to ask.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, yes.
In the slide that you were just showing, I think in the second slide or something, they are asking us to select 3 companies.
Yeah. That's why I didn't show you, because these slides must be relating to some other assignment. We have been given the assignment. Yes, don't go by way of this one. That's why I didn't go through, right? Go by way of the assignment that is shown in the what do you call blackboard? No, what is your canvas? No, yeah. Canvas says 2 companies, right?
Yes.
Go by way of that, right?
Okay,
because
sir, thank you.
Yeah, now the even this is what happens with these lecturers. They must be sharing it to their students in UK and some other offshore students as well. So when it comes to offshore, they must be differentiating it from the students that they have physically in their own university. අපිත් එහෙමනේ නේ. දැන් අපිට දුරස්තව ඉන්න ළමයිගේ වැඩකට ඉන්නවා චුට්ටක්, that we tend to make it little lenient than that we have the students physically just in front of us from the very university. So it seems that they have made it little easier for the foreign students. So make use of that, right? Good that you have detected it, right? Yes. Any other question?
So in the company cases section, there's a point that evaluate lessons learned. So can you give idea about that point? When answering to that point, how can we present the answer?
Yes, what is the point that you are referring to?
In the practices, third point, 50% weighting.
Now I can't remember because the assignment is not with me.
There are 1 point, evaluate lessons learned, drawing out border implication for managers, like that.
Apply theory to the practice. Is that what you want to ask? 50%.
So how can we present evaluate lessons learned? That means we should we compare 2 companies in that point?
Step 2. Evaluate lessons learned. Drawing out all the implications for managers, policy. Either, which number you want to
Yeah, that's that point, sir.
Point 3.
Yeah.
All right. Drawing out broader implications for managers, policymakers, and other organizations in the sector. That's what I have been talking, no? That's what I told you, that when you become managers, you have to have this holistic view, this vision of having concern for all the stakeholders, not only shareholders. Now we are moving on to the corporate citizenship. So all the things. So what I want you to understand is drawing out broader implications for managers. So you can mention, now the managers have to think, yes, beyond the shareholdership, and not only shareholdership, you have to think beyond the, yes, stakeholdership when it comes to what? When you are explaining the corporate citizenship. So you have to think of the entire community. So those are the implications, right? And on the other hand, from environmental concerns, we have discussed a lot, right? So when you are even in food industry, even in hotel industry, even in hospital industry, we have given enough of examples. So that is what you have to take into consideration. So in the future lessons that we are going to discuss also, there are certain things that you can bring in as implications. ඕගොල්ලෝ මේ ඉගෙන ගත්ත ඒවාගෙන් මැනේජර්ස්ලා කළ යුතු ඉදිරියේදී මැනේජර්ස්ලා කළ යුතුයයි ඕගොල්ලෝ හිතන ඒවා මෙතන මේ වචන maybe for the entire thing that you have 1,500. So this will count nearly, yeah, I don't know, maybe some 300 odd words, something like that. So that is how you have to, that is what you have to write. Did you get the point? Have I answered your question?
Yes, sir, thank you.
In other words, future manager කෙනෙක් කොහොමද හිතන්න ඕනි, මොනවද දේවල්ද කරන්න ඕනි, මොන දේවල්ද මොන behaviors ද එයා පෙන්වන්න ඕනි. Now future manager can't go back to that of a style of a 70s or 60s decades manager, no? At that time, even today I have been talking that yes, you pay someone and just finish the transaction. Now it is not a transaction only, that is what, that party has some interest in you. So it is, even if you take a relationship between corporate and the employees, it is not that employees are giving their labor and the corporate is paying the salary. It's very much beyond that, right? So you have to have these concerns, and as a final conclusion, the role of a manager is going to be much more responsible, much more broader, much more philosophical, and much more accountable as well in the time to come. Even today it is like that. Yes, have I answered your question?
Yes, sir, thank you.
Yeah, not only from the lessons that we have discussed, from the lessons that is scheduled to be discussed, you can get the points from, right? For each and every element. Since you inquired about the third one, I specifically answered that. Yes. Any other question?
Sir.
Yes.
So I have selected IKEA and Unilever as the two companies. So is that okay?
Yes, companies are up to you to select, no? Because they have no limitations on the selection of the company, no? Better if you can better if you can select companies which are recognized, either Sri Lankan or maybe foreign or maybe multinational, right? So what are the companies that you have selected, you say?
IKEA and Unilever.
Yeah, of course. They are, yes, world recognized companies. No? Yes.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Any other doubtful attempts that you have selected the companies? You can ask whether you are doubtful. So, I mean, you have a small textile company or shop, yes, close to your house, and yes, you have selected that is not going to work well, no? Right? Because then you can't do kind of a analysis as such, because their business operations are very limited and they don't have enough of documents.
So I think Patagonia and Zara, sir. Is that okay?
What is it?
Patagonia and Zara, the clothing giants.
Yeah, oh, those are international brands, no?
Yes.
Yes. ඉතින් මම ඒකයි කිව්ව අර ගන්න එපා කියන ඒවා මම කිව්වේ අර පුංචි කඩ එහෙම තියෙනවා නම් maybe known to you, yes, refrain from taking that kind of business. Other than that, even Sri Lankan companies are allowed. Okay, we'll take a break and start from there. Even after the break, if you have anything, you can ask, right? Okay. Yes, can you hear me please? Online, can you hear me please?
Yes, I audible.
All right, thank you. So the next lesson is on social enterprise and social entrepreneurs, right? සමාජ විවසායකත්වය හරිද? I think this is a concept that you have to understand, and why this section is important as a student, because this has some utility for your old age as well, right? Maybe after 55 or 60 if you are retired, and if you think of starting some kind of I wouldn't say that is a business, but kind of a venture, maybe without any profit motive, but still you want to make sure that it is sustained. So you need some way of income, but you are not that concerned about kind of a profit, but still you have to make sure that you are looking after the beneficiaries, right? Something like that. You can make use of this knowledge. ඔගොල්ලෝ 55 60 පෑන්නන් පස්සේ මොකක් හරි කට්ටිය එකතු වෙලා හැමෝටම ප්‍රයෝජනයක් වෙන විදිහට maybe දැන් ඉන්නවා නම් දැන් ඒක වෙනවා හරි අපි හිතමු I'm not talking about kind of home for elderly, it is not that. හැබැයි අපි හිතමු නිකන් අපි ලොකු ඉඩමක් අරගෙන ළඟ ළඟ ගෙවල් මේ හදා ගන්නවා, right? Now in a age like 60 or 65 or 70 75, I don't know, right? If you want to live together as friends, right, because you are detached from your families, right? Maybe your children have been given on marriage, right? And if you want to, not only you, anyone, right? එතකොට ඔයගොල්ලන්ට ඒක ජීවත් වෙන්න විදියක් තියෙනවා. Maybe you can construct a swimming pool or whatever it is, gym or whatever it is. There should be some way of having some income for that. Even this concept can be run as a social entrepreneurship, right? Right. So I'm just telling you something which is of high utility, right? This is not only for business, maybe in your 30s, 40s, 50s and early 60s, but I'm talking about something much more attractive, much more of high utility, right? So what are social enterprises? Who are social entrepreneurs? Why are they becoming more important? So I gave you one example that just came to my mind. No book has mentioned this, right? The example that I quoted. But some of my friends, set of my friends is looking at that particular concept, right? What are the organizational structures and cultures like? Are they more ethical than public or private organizations? You can see, no? Are they more effective than public and private organizations? Social enterprise have primarily social objectives. So you can, now have you heard of cooperative society movement, Samupakara Krame? There is some business going on there, no? But still it is not only the model that we have with some other recognized type of business, no? Have primarily social objectives, trade and make surplus profit spent on social aims. Now please have a look at this. Have primarily social objectives, trade and make a surplus profit. Yes, you can make that a profit spent on social aims. And so that's why I told you sometimes profit Of course, you have to earn a profit, but still the profit is reinvested on that social names. So altogether, if that families are running that particular village, old families, and they have to make sure that they earn something. Right? Maybe you can give the swimming pool on rent and bar or a restaurant and gym, right? And that money will be reinvested on their health issues. Do you understand? So that kind of thing. I just gave one model, right? ඉතින් ලංකාවේ මිනිස්සු මේවා එච්චර දන්නවද කියන එක දන්නවා. ඒ මිනිස්සු හැබැයි මං කියපු මොඩල් එක දන්නවද කියන අපි එච්චර මං අහලා නැහැ එහෙම දෙයක් කරනවද. එහෙම දෙයක් කරන්න මොකද ළමයි ඉස්සරහට මේ දූ දරුවෝ මේ දෙමව්පියන්ව බලන්නේ නැහැ නෙමෙයි බලන්න බෑ. Because they have their own life, right? Because the societal norms have become different and the nucleus, the extended family has become nucleus family. එතකොට ළමයි එක්කෙනයි දෙන්නයි තුන් දෙනයි උපරිම ඉන්නේ ඉස්සරේම නෙමෙයි. That we had a extended family and we had a big house. We had a big area for us to play, right? And nowadays the situation is different. Why social enterprise? Can we first have a look at by way of, yes. So, does anyone come to your mind when we say social entrepreneurship? Any popular name? Any popular name? Huh? Any popular name? There are 7 people here.
Want to create an online store but not sure what to do next? With managed WooCommerce hosting from Hostinger, you can skip the complex setup process and get straight to business. It's e-commerce hosting, but with more. Quickly and easily fill your site with.
There's a lot of talk about social entrepreneurship these days. But what is a social entrepreneur? Social entrepreneurs are individuals with innovative ideas to solve the world's most pressing social problems. They do that by creating new products, systems, and solutions to help change people's lives. They have an ability to see and seize opportunities. And then they take those opportunities and they have the passion and drive to go after those solutions, which also means that they have the ability to take on the risk that that entails. They're change agents and disruptors. The concept has been around for a long time. Think Florence Nightingale and the way she revolutionized nursing, Muhammad Yunus and his creation of the microfinance industry, and more.
Yes, you know this. Yeah, Bangladesh, the caretaker government's president for the time being, no? And we have to look at his contribution to this movement as well. And you have any Sri Lankan names in social entrepreneurship?
Sarvodaya person, sir?
Yeah, that's right. Mr. A.T. Ari Ratna. Yes, he's one of the figures that we had here. Maybe for some he's a controversial character, I don't know. Of course, any character would have allegations against him or her. Right? Any other names? If I'm not mistaken, at the last stages of his business career, if I'm not mistaken, Mr. Selinko, what's his name? Lalit Kotalawala was also attempting to have, I don't know whether it was successful or not, right? But he was attempting to, in my opinion, right? I doubt whether they became real enterprises or not, but he is also again being blamed, or rather, yes, being criticized for his some of his movements, I don't know, right? So that we have people like that, right? Yes, any other comes to your mind? Sorry? Yeah, I don't know whether some of the movements have been severely blackguarded by the rest of the community as far as Soma Idirisinghe is concerned. I don't know. Even because at that time that she was carrying out some project to help this heart, yeah, elderly care, right. Yeah, there might be, I don't know. Yes. Yes, but we have to look at this person categorically because he is one of the foremost role model in the discipline, right?
More recently, you can look at organizations like One Acre Fund, which are working to transform the way smallholder farmers can grow and produce their own agricultural products and reduce hunger. There's often a lot of confusion around the profit motives of social entrepreneurs. Social enterprises can be not-for-profit or for-profit. Sometimes it's going to be a market-based solution that maybe the company is breaking even. In other cases, a transformational product or system might also bring significant financial gains when brought to scale. The international development community is increasingly realizing the role that these social entrepreneurs can play in tackling global social challenges. And the community is learning from them. They're learning about risk-taking, because if you're going to invest in social entrepreneurs, you have to be willing to take the risk that comes with it. They're learning about adaptation and iteration, because social entrepreneurs often have to change their approach or their model or their product and tinker with it until they get it just right. Traditional development programs often haven't done that well. Social enterprises often have a much higher accountability to their...
Yes, so accountability is very high, right, in social entrepreneurship business, right? Now, for instance, can I quote you some maybe real or hypothetical, it could be, ඔන්න අපි හිතමු එක පළාත කිරිගොවින් ටිකක් ඉන්නවා කියලා. ඒතර ඒගොල්ලෝ එක එක්කෙනා එකතු වෙලා එක එක්කෙනා වෙන වෙනම එක එක සමාගම් වලට තමන්ගේ කිරි නිෂ්පාදනය දුන්නොත්, that is milk, right, is given to one or many companies, they may be earning something, right? But had they become kind of a society altogether, and if they work together, and if they pool together their harvest so that they can they can quote their own price, right? They can demand it because now they are all together. Now, what is the purpose? Of course, to earn profit, but on the other hand, that is, there is a burning issue because we are not getting enough income for what we produce, right? So as a result, we get together, we are doing the same business, right? And we get together, make a society like business, right? So accountability is very high. It is not that I run a business of milk products, when the farmers get together and form a business is different. So that can be called social entrepreneurship, I mean business on social entrepreneurship. At the same time, it can be applied to maybe paddy, right, or any other what do you call agricultural product, or any other non-agricultural as well. අපි හිතමු මොකක් හරි ආයුර්වේදික, අපි හිතමු මොකක් හරි දැන් ඒ පළාතේ මිනිස්සු එකතු වෙලා මොකක් හරි භෝගයක් වවනවා for medicine. ඒතකොට ඒගොල්ලන්ට එක එක කම්පැනි වලින් ගත්තොත් එහෙම, right, they may not be getting enough price for that. Right. So they can come together and do the business as they wish, right? Okay.
Constituencies. They have to be close to their consumers in order to develop the right product that will take off. Certainly those working in the development space often talk of a few main challenges. One of those is bringing their products or their systems to scale. How do you make sure that it's reaching people beyond a certain geographic location? And that the goal from the beginning is not only to just reach one community here or there, but to go global. Some development actors are starting to think about this. USAID, for example, is investing in entrepreneurial ecosystems, trying to build up the sort of environment that's going to allow entrepreneurs to grow and flourish. Another critical challenge is access to capital. And that's not just at the seed funding stage, but it's at that critical middle stage where companies are looking to scale but might not yet be able to access.
So how to fund the business? Maybe at the basic level or the basic way is to have some membership fee. So I put some money, yes, maybe similar amount you are also putting, and another is also putting. So that is how we are going to make the capital for the company, right? By way of a fund, right? Now, for a traditional company, it is what? Yes, if not for a private company that I put money, you put money, as I have, and we work, yes, together, or else we have what? Shareholders putting their money, and they are not involved in that business directly, but these members are going to get involved, yes, actively.
Private capital. But again, development actors are trying to step in and fill some of those gaps. Last year, we saw the creation of the Global Innovation Fund by a group of donors and other actors. The goal of the fund is to pilot, test, and scale innovative ideas. Social entrepreneurship is increasingly also seen as a job creation tool. In many developing countries that might not have a lot of big or even medium-sized corporations to provide employment opportunities, increasingly there's an investment in training entrepreneurs to create their own jobs. There are certainly some skeptics. After all, not everyone is cut out to be an entrepreneur.
So they can be kind of their own yes, employees as well. So that is making some employment opportunities at the same time, no? Right?
Not everyone has that drive or that appetite for risk. But what does seem clear is that entrepreneurship, both as a vehicle of job creation and as a way to help seed and develop and grow innovation, will be an enduring part of the development enterprise.
Vibe Coding 101 Part 3. Stop typing your prompts. Seriously. You're prompting Cursor over 100 times a day.
Yeah. How to minimize this? Escape, right? Yeah. Yeah, it's escape. Right. So, මෙන්න බලන්න අපි කිව්වා social enterprise පටන් ගන්න යම් කිසි විශාල ප්‍රශ්නයක් ලෝකේ හරි ප්‍රදේශයේ හරි ඒ පළාතේ හරි පොඩියට හරි තියෙනකොට to give some solution for that burning issue for those who are burning from that. So we are a set of milk farmers and we don't get enough price for that, and we get together, start a Kirigovi Samitiya, right? හැබැයි ඒවැදී ප්‍රශ්න වෙනවා that the formalities are not established, so sometimes 1 or 2 persons can betray the entire enterprise. So you have to be very emotionally and humanly attached to the venture as well, otherwise anyone can exploit it, right? 30% of children live in poverty, 10% drop in real wages, house prices rising අන්න මෙහෙන් ළමයින් දුප්පත් කමෙන් ඉන්නවා කන්න බොන්න නැහැ, මෙහෙන් 7% drop in wages, මෙහෙන් yes inflation for the house holders. 10 towns and cities in UK exceed WHO pollution level. By 2045 half of Britons will be obese, right? That is what? Obesity. මහත් වෙනවා. මේවා තමයි මොනවද? Burning issues. මහත් වෙන එකට social enterprise එකක් හදන්න බලන්න. Yeah, gym, get together. Those who are obese can come together and start I put money, you put money. Yes, maybe in equal level, right? And we start a business and we give on rent as well while we are using for our purpose as well. අපි පාවිච්චි කරන්නේ නැත්නම් ඒක social enterprise වෙන්නේ නැහැ. සමහර භාවනා සමිති තියෙනවනේ. භාවනා සමිති වල ඉන්න අය භාවනා කරන්නේ නැහැ. පිට අය ඇවිල්ලා, so that is, I mean, you can't take as භාවනා සමිති social enterprise, but still that is ඕනනම් ඒකට කරත හැකි. නේ? You start a භාවනා සමිති and you have your meditation place and you put money, I put money. අපි තරුණ කාලේ, මැදි කාලේ, වයස කාලේ ඕන වෙලාවක දැන් අපිට එතකොට ඇවිල්ලා භාවනා කරන්න පුළුවන්. So maybe those who are coming from outside, you can charge a small amount, you know. වෙලා තියෙන සමිතිය දාපු අය එන්නේ නැත්නම් භාවනා කරන්න, that is not social enterprise. Do you understand? Obese. Failure of existing institutions to solve these problems. And please have a look at this. These are some of the burning issues in the world, not regionally, not country wise, right, but in the entire world this is there. Maybe institutions including UN and other world recognized institutions or regional institutions have not been able to fulfill the needs. Yes. Welfare state designed for full-time employment. Now this is welfare again, by the virtue of the government that they provide what? Welfare, hospital, right, and health facilities, maybe food to a certain extent. So they have their full-time employment. They have there, so you can't get the labor in order to resolve this problem, right? Bureaucratic, slow, costly, dehumanizing. If you go now, always, I mean, as far as these problems are concerned in a country, it is the government who should be looking at first, right? But they are, you know, the government officers are very bureaucratic and they are slow. Take Sri Lanka as an example, classic example, dehumanizing, right? And you have risk creating culture of dependence. අපි අන්න මේ යපුම් මානසිකත්වය කියන්නේ ඔයගොල්ලෝ දන්නවනේ කියනවනේ ඉතින් කායෙන් හරි මොකක් හරි ලැබිලා දෙන දෙයක්. දැන් අපි මේ ඇත්තට මේ හරියටම හරි මේක. මේ අපි කොහේ හරි ගිහිල්ලා මේ වගේ දෙයක් කරන්න පටන් ගත්තත් even social entrepreneurship people will not like it, right? That is called what? Culture of dependence. දැන් අපි නිකන් I'm not talking about social entrepreneur. ඔයගොල්ලෝ මේ ඔය you know these beggars, right? They are not real beggars. They do it as a job. That's their job, right? They can buy us for the money, right? But it does not prevent you doing what? Generosity. I told you, no? So පාරේ ඉන්න අයට නෙමෙයි generosity ඔයගොල්ලෝ පෙන්නන්න ඕන ගොඩක්ම. Maybe those who are really deserved. That's why your money I am investing on the deserved sick people. මේගොල්ලෝ sick නෑ. ඒගොල්ලෝ sick කියන්නේ they are what? They are sick of what? They are sick of mentality of dependence. So even if we try to help them, yes, they will not come over this imitating beggar behavior. Yes, you know that since this is something related to this subject area. Yes, there was a professor called Nandasen Ratnapala who has done a research on Sri Lankan beggars, and he has written a book called what? Beggar in Sri Lanka. මොකද්ද මේ ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ යාචකයෝ, that is translated into සිංහල. ඒකේ ඔක්කොම ඔය යාචකයෝ කියලා අපි දකින අය ඔක්කොම බොරුකාරයෝ, and some people are driven by some mudalalis. And you have that film showing the same research finding. What is that film? I can't remember. No, Samanala Thatun is not. This is totally on beggar behavior. What is that film? The Jackson Anthony and all the other people are acting, right? So this is very well connected to subject area. The address name. I think it's available on YouTube. We'll check for that, right? So this beggar culture of dependence is there. Even if you try a lot. ඒ වගේ සමාජයක business කරන්නත් අමාරුයි, social enterprises අමාරුයි. So similar for charities. Need for new approaches. So when you have these things and when you have barriers like this, you have to look at some what? New approaches. A more problem solving welfare system, a more active approach to welfare, more entrepreneurial approach to social problems. So this is why we have the concept of what? Social enterprise, a beautiful concept, right? Charities and social enterprises. Now there can be charities. No, you and I can start a charity. Okay, I go and help the poor people. අපි යාටත් දෙනවා. හැබැයි ආයි මොකක්ද දෙන්නේ? ආයි they are dependent on us, no? They will come back to us and this will be a continuous game. Unless they are sick, we can look after, we have to look after them. It does not qualify them to be, yes, dependent on us if we are going to, which is the case if we are going to have the charities for that. Get their income mainly from grant, and typically more stable, slow moving specialists, right? So we all know that it will not work. Social enterprises get their income mainly from trading in goods and services, typically dynamic, fast moving, evolving. So get their involvement into business. So get their income mainly from trading in goods and services. So charities, you are totally dependent on some other, right? Now this is what? Social enterprises, right? United by their commitment to social purpose over private profit. So where social enterprise fits. Please have a look at this. Charity is there, social enterprise is there, social business is there. For what is the next one? For profit company. Where social enterprise fits. Charity, non-profit, generating no revenues, no profits. Charities can't make any profit. You get funds, you give it to them. That's the end of the story. Right? We need charities. Yes, we need charities. Now you must have heard of the Indie Foundation, no? That they are looking after cancer patients. You think cancer patients la dala entrepreneurship karannada kiyanne? No, we have to look out after they become okay, after they become sound. Yes, then if needed, then that's a different picture. But that's a charity, no? Right? Social enterprise combines commercial and social goals, but with emphasis on latter. What is social goals? Not commercial, but social goals. That is eradicating poverty, right? Profits reinvested in community or company. That's why this Kirigovi Samiti. Then you have social business, combines commercial and social goals. Investment would lead to equivalent increase in social impact. So, social business is different, that is combines commercial and social goals. Investment would lead to equivalent increase in social impact. Now this is what? This is reinvested in community, but this is what? Social impact. A little bit of difference. Maybe this Sarvodaya, what is that? I can't remember. Sarvodaya, some movement is there. Which one? Yes. So profit company we all know. I don't have to talk. So this is how you look at the concepts differently. Charity එකක් කොහොමද අඳුනගන්නේ? Social enterprise එකක් කොහොමද අඳුනගන්නේ? Social business එකක් කොහොමද අඳුනගන්නේ? Maybe the least frequent thing. And profit company we all know, right? So profit companies, they do charities, they do work of generosity, maybe by way of CSR, that's there. Yes, any question from this, please? Maybe now, even in assignment, you can bring in this knowledge. Maybe you, by way of, now you have your, we'll say, your company manufacturing yogurt, what are the other milk products? Yeah, cheese, right? What are the other milk products? Okay, maybe chocolate, right? Whatever it is, right? You're a big company. You can do a CSR project, yes, to by mobilizing your what? These milk farmers, so that they come up with what? They are social enterprise. So you can inspire, you can mobilize, you can yes, encourage them to come as one unit, and they will get the benefit. And on the other hand, you are also going to get what? Some regular supply, because now you are transacting with your business is with a formalized company. All right. So that is another reason that we are giving this piece of knowledge to you. Have a broad courses වල දැන් මේවා කියන්න එච්චර උමනාවක් එන්නේ. Now of course they have. Now during my time I have never come across with any of the courses that we study social enterprise. No, I mean the concept was not that popular at that time, right? Yes, please have a look at that. Types of business models. So, free for service model. Beneficiary pays for service. Example, pair for you, alternative to loan sharks. That is social enterprise. Please have a look at this. These are some of the models that you can use in that social enterprise business, right? That is free for service model. Beneficiary pays for service. Example, that is maybe if there is service that I get as the beneficiary, I have to pay. The subsidizing model. Beneficiaries benefit from the organization's trading, get stuff either cheaper or free. Right? So Tom's shoes. Each pair sold, a pair donated. Right? Fair for you, yes. Alternative to loan sharks. That is, you get the benefit from the loan facility. Then you have employment. Aim to employ people. Now that is very clearly understood. From disadvantaged group. Trade to customers, people employed, get work, self-respect training. දැන් ඕගොල්ලෝ මෙහෙම හිතන්නකෝ. You start kind of a small bank. ග්‍රාමීය බැංකුව. මම හිතන්නේ ග්‍රාමීය බැංකුත් මේ type එකට වැටෙනවා ඇති කියලා මම හිතනවා. In Sri Lankan context, right? So you pay your membership fee and you are a member to that Gramiya Banku, right? So this is one type fee for service, right? You pay some fee and you get the service at a low level fee, and at the same time you have another model subsidizing, right? You might get subsidized, maybe bank can run a shop, so everything is going at a discounted rate, even tea, right, bread, whatever it is. So you can have, only members can reach that, right? අපේ ඔය ඔෆිසර්ස් වල තියෙන welfare society මේ තියෙන මේ පොඩියට මොඩල් එක එනවා ඒක, right? Then you have employment opportunities. If you run that Gramiya Bankuwa, those who have passed O levels, A levels, and those who are capable can be given what? Some kind of employment. Do you understand? This is a nice concept, right? So we would like to run the experience by social entrepreneurship by Muhammad Yunus. Yunus, I don't know how to pronounce it. I see here. Will not run the entire one. Which one I ran? I can't remember. Yeah, can we have a look at this? Not the entire one, but I would like you to look at his experience. Now he is the president of the caretaker government.
Conducting
right,
every part of your research only
after that conflict or after that topple of government, they wanted Yunus to come back and took the responsibility as the president, right?
on one platform. Meet
And he won
Mario,
the, Yunus won the Nobel Prize as well, if I'm not mistaken. No? World Peace.
Welcome to the conversation series of the Asia Center for Social Entrepreneurship and Philanthropy at the National University of Singapore Business School. Our guest for today is Professor Muhammad Yunus, who was awarded the Nobel Peace Prize in 2006 for his work in the establishment of the Grameen Bank. Professor Yunus is a world-acknowledged expert, and his ideas have influenced developments today that can be found in virtually every nation of the world. We began our conversation by asking Professor Yunus to think back to the beginnings of his ideas and how those ideas actually came to be as he worked with poor villagers in his native Bangladesh. Well, Professor Yunus, welcome to the National University of Singapore Business School. We're very pleased to have you with us. You've been called, of course, the banker for the poor. Many of the microfinance activities can be found in over 100 countries around the world. In terms of the genesis of your ideas, as we think about people wanting to launch a social enterprise or social business, how do you really arrive at those
Give me 1 second.
crystallized ideas that led you?
Now, understanding social entrepreneurship concept is very important, and just coming to know about Mr. Yunus is also just very good. And at the same time, you have to think of your assignment as well, how to relate this into your assignment. That is also very important, because the ultimate marking will be based on the report, no? Right.
To actually launch the work that you've done in microfinance.
Well, thank you for inviting me and for this conversation. Let me just point out, you mentioned more than 100 countries are involved in microcredit. I would say almost every single country today. It's very difficult to find a country where microcredit has not spread in. It began not as a microfinance, not as banking. It's a kind of a response to a local problem in a tiny village in Bangladesh. I was a teacher teaching economics in the classroom in a university in Bangladesh. Country was going through a
So basically what he did was, because it's not there, because you have to have some kind of an idea. It was a movement of empowering village, yes, women, right? Especially, I mean, at the very beginning, if I'm not mistaken. So they collected some membership fee and they started the company, I mean, social enterprise, and they were given loans and they were coming out with their weaving products and all those things, and they were sold, right? And that is the social enterprise that he started. I just gave an opening remark on that because some people might not know what he did. And even the entire world, yes, recognize his contribution towards the economy as, and at the same time, empowering these weak and yes, feeble women, right, from their plight, and made them as very strong personalities, right?
And as a frustrated young teacher trying to see if he can do something useful to the people in a day-to-day way in the next door village. And did a lot of tiny little things, and then saw the loan sharking in the village. And I thought, this is such an intricate problem, this is beyond my capacity to solve. But I can do something in this village for these few people. Why don't I lend myself rather than let the loan shark lend it? So it's kind of replacing the role from the loan shark. I want to do it a genuine lending program. I did that from my own pocket, so I had no idea that it is banking or anything, just replacing the loan shark. Then the sensation that it created in the village got me in. The question that came to my mind, that if you can make so many people so happy with such a small amount of money, why shouldn't you do more? So I wanted to do more. And that led me to thinking of bringing the bank to lend this, because bank is right there in the campus. I talked to the bank. Bank said, no, impossible. We can't do that. It's not our job. Let others do it. We can't handle lending money to the poor people. So that kind of agitated me. It started a series of debates with the bankers, shouting at the bankers. Finally, at the end, after about 8 months, I offered myself as a guarantor. I said, I'll be the guarantor, you give the money, I take the responsibility, and so on. And that was the beginning in 1976. And it worked. And as it worked, it grew to the next village and next village. Then bank was becoming reluctant as it was becoming bigger. So I said, why don't we create a separate bank? If it works, if these banks don't want to do it, I want to do that. So we created, it was not easy, but after a while we succeeded in creating a new bank in 1983, called it Grameen Bank or Village Bank, and then started spreading it all over the country. Today, Grameen Bank works all over Bangladesh, in every single village of Bangladesh. There are 80,000 villages in Bangladesh. We have 8.3 million borrowers. Nearly all of them are women, 97% of them are women, and they own the bank. It's not a bank owned by somebody else. 97% of the shares are owned by the borrowers. And entire money that we lend out comes from within the bank. We take the deposit and lend money to the poor people. Now we run a banking program in New York City. We have 4 branches in New York called Grameen America. And then it works so well, we are being invited to other cities. Now we work in Omaha, Nebraska for 2 years. And then last year we started a new branch in Indianapolis. This year, just about a couple of months, we'll start a branch in San Francisco. And next one is in line is Detroit. So it's spreading even within the United States.
This illustrates a problem that sometimes comes up when you talk with people in social enterprise. One of the issues, of course, is about scaling. Your concept is an example of something that really did scale, and it really relatively scaled quite rapidly to a fairly large level. As you think about that particular aspect, what were some challenges in that scaling exercise that you had to overcome?
It's a courage. People need courage to scale. Not only Grameen Bank has scaled as a national program all over the country. If you come to Bangladesh, there are almost the size of Grameen Bank. There are other programs called BRAC. It's an NGO. It is all over the country. The ASHA is another big one, almost as big as a BRAC, all over the country. So it's not singular examples Grameen has done something. Grameen example is it's owned by the borrowers. It's run as a commercial enterprise because it has to earn profit, and profit goes back to the borrower. Other two are NGOs, but they follow the same principle, same way. This is sustainable, it works out. So it's a question of somebody who's to make a decision. I want to grow, because if one unit, call it a branch, we call it a branch, if one branch works in a sustainable way, then it's done. You can create as many branches as you want. Problem may be money. Who is providing the money? So if somebody is providing the money, we created the source of money in Bangladesh that helped those NGOs, but they didn't depend on that source that they have. They started taking money from the other banks and lend money. We created a wholesale fund in Bangladesh so that every NGO can borrow money from that wholesale fund. We call it PKSF in Bangladesh. And they can borrow money from that organization and lend money to the poor people. So the money was never a constraint in Bangladesh. So I will conclude by saying that yes, it can be done. It's a question of making that decision and then find a source of funding.
To some degree, some of what we've seen happening in the microfinance world writ large has taken us back to where you began, where you were replacing that local loan shark. What are your thoughts at this point about what governments and what non-governmental entities really should be doing to really rein in some of this bad behavior that seems to be giving a bad name right now to the microfinance arena?
Sure. We want to make sure that where we draw the line, what is microcredit and microfinance and what is not. Because we created the idea of microcredit, microfinance to help people, poor people, particularly poor women, get out of the troubles that she is in, so that her family could have a better income, the children have better food, and so on. So that was the entire intention. The intention of making personal money out of this never entered our mind. So that's what we understand when we say microcredit or microfinance. But some people took this idea, technology of it, and turn it around, move into the loan shark direction, make a lot of money from the poor people. And that's the mission drift that have caused all this problem. So we have to go back and draw that line, and we tell them, those who are doing that, tell them that don't use the word microfinance or microcredit for your business. You call something else, because microcredit and microfinance, these words bring a lot of respectability, a lot of credibility, because it helps poor people. You're using this respectability and credibility to make money for yourself. So I keep reminding that these are two different businesses completely. So have a different name for yourself, and we draw the line where it departs. So that's the only way. If they want to be on that side, let them be on that side. I cannot stop them. But when you say microcredit, this is what we understand. It is dedicated to solving the problems of the poor people by offering them financial services in a way affordable to them, so that they can do the maximum benefit. Maximum benefit goes to them.
People always want to know, for somebody who wins a Nobel Prize, what is it like to get the phone call? Can you talk a little bit about the feelings that I'm sure are still quite there with you, and also how it's impacted you personally and how it's impacted the kind of work that you were carrying on?
Well, it's an amazing thing to have a prize like a Nobel Prize. You cannot imagine it before it happens. You can think about all the thing that possibly will happen, but still it's not anywhere near what actually happened. The whole world attention immediately is on you. This is such a prize that the entire world has got glued into it. The day it is announced, every single newspaper in the world makes it a front page news, and every TV channel is at the first news and the announcements and so on. And not only the announcement, it's your bio, it's what you have done, how you did it. And I don't think any human being can get so much of attention in a lifetime. So that's an amazing thing. And it begins at the peak and it continues. It's not disappearing next day. So the attention level and the respect level, it goes all the way up and so on. So this is enormous. Whether one deserves it or not, you could question. So much attention, so much kind of glory to a person to come through one single prize. Whether all lifetime works is equivalent to that. But that's the way it has been. It's a wonderful privilege to have that. And while the attention is there, you may make use of it, because every one of them either doing something or saying something to make things happen in the world. So while this attention level is on, you can now bring the message a much wider audience than you did before. Same thing probably you said day before the prize was announced. Nobody listened to you, nobody paid attention. The next day you say it, every single person heard it, loud and clear. Even if you say it in a whispering voice, it's very clear all over the world. So that's the kind of advantage that you have, so that a Nobel laureates can use that facility to communicate to the world that what is indeed important for humankind.
There's a lot of people focused on a target that by
Yes,
2050.
even though the last question is not relevant to our subject area, I purposely allowed it to be run because it's something that you can grab for your life, no? What kind of a feeling that you generate when you are declared a recipient of a world acclaimed prize like Nobel, right? So he deserves, in my opinion, because he introduced this microcredit, and by way of the microcredit, he started this social entrepreneurship venture in very highly poor-driven, poverty-driven areas, and you can see the pathetic pathetic life that they led there before such a thing came into being, right? So yes. Yes, social enterprise goals. Getting something from nothing. Yes, underused physical, social, finance, capital. Then you have unmet needs. Put them to use satisfying unmet social needs. Deliver outputs more efficiently than public or private sector. Please have a look at this. You have social enterprise goals. Number one, getting something from nothing. And number two, forming long-term relationships that develop over time. Number three, innovation and creativity. So these are three benefits or goals that you aspire from having this kind of venture. Please have a look at this. Can we have a look at the first one first? So getting something from nothing. There can be unutilized or underutilized physical resource and financial capital. Your land, your trees, right? Your harvest sometimes. No? Put them to use satisfying some unmet social needs, poverty, yes, nutrition. Deliver outputs more efficiently than public or private sectors. So put those outputs more efficiently. Number two, forming long-term relationship that develop over time. Not about providing a service to clients, not about short-term profit, long-term social return, inclusive. Now, even if you look at Mr. Yunus, Dr. Yunus relationship with those villagers, that is, yes, not only on business, that is kind of a relationship that he maintained. And you allow the innovation and creativity to come up. Now, in a formalized or rather formal type of business, creativity and innovation will not be allowed beyond certain extent, because sometimes it is against the streamlined level of business, streamlined level of manufacturing. But here the members are involved in the societal work, so they can do their own creative work, and they can do their innovation as well. So this is the two slides that I want you to look at. That is, earlier one is the types, and these are the goals that you have to expect from, right? So now you can think of where you can bring this knowledge into the assignment, that's the report. So not only this one, almost all the areas that we have covered has some relevance to the report. Only thing you have to have a struggle with struggle with the word count sometimes, right? So make sure that you convey your ideas with a minimal number of word count. That's all. That is what you have to be careful of. Right? It's 11:30. We can stop here because we have 2 more days to go. So next day it's 21st, and thank you very much for accepting my request to have the class, because that eases me so that we can do it peacefully, right? Any question before we wind up from the audience online? Oh, I didn't show you my, yes, online. Any question? Okay, then we'll meet next week as usual time. That's 8:30 Sri Lankan time, right? Okay, thank you very much for coming, and physically as well as online, right? I think I have shared my numbers with you, no? Haven't I? My WhatsApp is note 7 note 132. So you have any question, you can. You don't have a group as such, no? WhatsApp group. You have a WhatsApp group, huh? So you can bring me there, no, so that you can ask anything, I mean in comment, right? Unless you have some very specific question to ask. Note 7 note 132 1798. Yes, you two are in what do you call administration? No, I mean the WhatsApp group. You are not admins, someone else. So he or she can connect me as well, no? So that you can ask anything, right? That has been the practice with other groups as well. So when the time is nearing, you may be needing me more. Right. Thank you, and have a safe week and stay safe as well, right? Okay.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.